pictures. Okay, so lots of people coming in. And so we're going to kick off today. I've got an order of events, but first, obviously, a little bit of housekeeping just to make sure we're all on the same page. So we're going to have 20 people in the hot seat today. You're running through 1 minute for you to share your pitch with me. You're going to get 2 minutes of feedback to sharpen it up and really think about your style and your swag. I want you all to grab a pen and paper or digital note taker and really ask yourself the questions. What does this mean to me? How can I use this feedback to improve my pitch? And I really want you to be thinking about how you incorporate that even to you've already practiced and rehearsed your pitch, that's fine, but how can you just add a little bit extra? How can you think about the way you slow things down, be more memorable? We're going to go through all of that today, and I want you all to walk away with more confidence and more clarity on how you're going to get that hell yes from investors on demo day. So for those of you who've not met you before, I'm Caroline. I'm the founder of Vincita. I'm a growth strategist, and every day I train ambitious founders to step into leadership. What that means is I use my 19 years of experience helping people perfect their pitches to win millions in new business, whether that's startups to global connected agencies. And I absolutely love it when you guys get it and you start to understand what makes you memorable, what makes you stand out, and absolutely what helps you secure your financial future. So I'm going to ask everybody to stay on mute as we go through until I call you up onto the stage. And what's really important is that you make sure that you take this opportunity to really ask me a question, to if there's anything you're not sure about, if you're worried about something, let me give you that constructive feedback to get you to get that hell yes on demo day. So I think we have everybody in the room. I'm hoping. Let's call up the first person to the stage. I've got a trusty stopwatch on the go. I'm going to time you to 1 minute. I'm going to put up my hand if you're going to go over, and I'm going to say, okay, that's it, guys, stop. And then I'm going to give you feedback. So know that it's really important to try and stick to time. So first up to the stage, do we have with us the lovely Valine? Is Valine in the room? If you are, come off mute and just come on up. If you're not here yet, I will move on to the next person. Do we have Stefan? Stefan, are you in the room? Come on up if you're in the room
Yes, I
already.
am.
Hey, way to go. Okay. Right, Stefan, I am going to reset my clock. You have 1 minute. Take the stage. It's yours.
Let me tell you about a story about legacy. Not one built on titles, but in the quiet moments that really make us. It starts with my son Miles, my curious, wide-eyed 9-year-old. One day he will ask me, Papa, you knew. You knew we throw away 60 million pairs of shoes every single day. The damage, the waste, the cost, paid by my generation. So what did you do? I'll look into his sky blue eyes and say, I created Vin, the world's first renewable sneaker. A shoe you don't throw away, you upgrade, you care for, and you keep. Because true luxury isn't buying more, it's buying better. This is Long Lux, a new idea, a quiet rebellion with bold intentions. I've done my part as innovator, creator, father. Now it's on you, the visionaries and investors in this room, to use your capital and platform to back Vin. We're raising 1.2 million to bring Long Locks to the US with a partner who has launched brands with Mark Wahlberg and moves culture. Not just for Miles, but for all of us.
That's it, Stefan. Well done. You did great. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to reset my clock for feedback. All right. Okay, I really can see that you've developed and worked your pitch from what I first saw from your original video on Demo Day. So props to you. Well done. I thought you did a great intro. You've got a really nice founder story, and you're really talking about that sort of feeling of, I need to make this change. And so you really helped us connect with that. Obviously, I had to stick up my hand and say, okay, we're up to 1 minute. So we got to look at shortening that a little bit. And I want you to get to the point of your ask. This is something that needs to be really clear, that it's you're memorable, you're clear, you're purpose driven, you feel accountability and responsibility, and you're doing it for the kids. I love that. And then you're also doing it for a bigger audience. But let's try and get to your ask. You are in a position where you're going to be asking for investment. So how much do you want? What are you going to use it for? What's the opportunity? So if you can talk about that, look at that big opportunity of what's available in the market, let's do it. The other piece that I want you to try and think about three things. You want memorability, you've got that. I think you've got that in spades, but perhaps it's a little bit long. So
Right.
if we can just pull that back or punctuate it with the second part, which is credibility. So why you? You talked a little bit about that in your demo day video. I didn't hear it so much in this one. So
Mm.
really just sort of pulling out like why you are so credible for this. And then the third part is that ask. Okay. So they're your three things I really want you to lean into, and you're going to do great. Do you have a question for me on that? Does that all make sense, Stefan?
It all makes sense. So basically, shorten,
Hmm.
put the ask probably a bit earlier, so it actually comes through at the beginning, more
Yeah.
not necessarily, and then get into me probably as like 15 years to the kind of like industry knowledge and all that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I'd still flip that around. I would get in terms of that order. So tell your story, like
Yeah,
absolutely know the pain and the problem you're solving. The credibility is second. Why you, like why you're perfectly placed to do
yeah,
this. And the final part is the ask. The important thing is you get that ask in before your minute's up.
yeah, exactly.
All right, buddy, you've got it. Okay, I'm going to move on to the
Thank you.
next person. Thanks so much for that. That was awesome. Okay, if we got Stefan in the room, if you are, come off your mute and come on up to the stage. If not, I'm going to move on to Sergi. Sergi, are you in the room? Are you with us? Oh, got some latecomers. Okay, we'll see. We'll keep going.
Yes.
Che, are you in the room? Come off mute.
Uh, yes.
Sergi's here. All
Hello.
right,
Yeah.
Sergi, awesome. I'm loving that. Thank you for showing me up. Okay, I'm going to give you the stage. The floor is yours. 1 minute, go.
Imagine a modern hero not wielding a sword but running shoes. In today's world, we are drawing in a work stress leading to serious health and mental issues. That's where heroes come in. Hero is a first achievement-oriented running app designed especially for non-runners, helping them to complete their first marathon. Our secret weapon? A sophisticated distributed AI system with multi-agent architecture that powers our 24-hour, 7 days coach who responds and adapts to users like a real coach would. We're not just another fitness app, we are a journey to accomplishment, helping ordinary people achieve extraordinary feats by running 42 kilometers and transforming their health along the way. Our go to market strategy combines B2C, B2B channels, and powerful guerrilla marketing tactics. The app launches in the App Store this May, and we're seeking investment to scale our marketing, sales, and partnership activities to bring the hero's journey to everyone. Join us transforming how people boost their fitness and mental health by helping them to reach goals that matters.
Whoa, okay, awesome. You're only 1 second over there. That was pretty cool on timing, Sergi. Fantastic job. Okay, I really love that you've come in and you've shared obviously like what it is that you do. That's really clear. You got an ask in there, but I feel it's like half an ask. I'm going to say that you're saying, "Hey, we're looking for investment." Well, aren't we all, guys? We're all on the demo day stage. How much? Like, what do you want? Like, get
I would
clear on
like
that.
to show it on the slide, the big
Say it.
number.
Don't rely on a slide. A slide is there for like reinforce. Like absolutely say what you want. Be confident in that figure. If you got it on the
Okay.
board, that's okay. But like really, it's kind of like that's a backup, I guess, if in case you didn't make it in time. But I'm really hoping you've rehearsed this to death and you're absolutely critical on that. So I would really encourage you to like ask for how much, but what for? Like, why are you asking for that much investment? Kind of like get that into like a nice quick drum. Like, is it your sales team? Is it your marketing? Like, what are you going to use that investment for? Are you MVP? Is it ready? Do you still need to do a bit more? Can you talk a little bit more about traction, Sergi? Like, what have you tested this with? Like, can you bring some more of that into the market to know like why this idea is going to fly? So that's why you're ready for investment. So I know that you've got an amazing co-founder team as well that potentially you could mention. I'm pretty sure it was Kate that was in your demo day video. Am I right? And she said something so memorable. She said, "We're like the Tinder for marathons," I think she said. And I
Yeah.
absolutely like instantly went, I remember that and I get it. So like if you've got a bit of fun in there, use that memorability to help people understand what you're about. And the fact that you're digital training, like that could be something great on your visual behind you. So don't be shy about asking for money. This is what we're all here for. Does that make sense? Have you got any questions? Are you cool to go?
Absolutely. The only question is how to fit it all in 1 minute.
Yeah, practice, 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 practice. And think about you want three things to say, and this goes for all of you. You want three things they're walking away that they remember you for. So, like memorability, credibility, and how much do you want and why. And if you can just get that in, like it's again, it's a practice, but like try and stick to three things. You've got 1 minute. Nobody can remember more than that. Neuroscience tells us it's just too much. Cool. All right, awesome. Thanks for taking the stage, Sergi. Love that. Okay, next up, do we have Che in the room? I think I saw something in chat, Che, that you want to go last. I can let you slide if you want, but I'd really encourage you to just come up and get going, unless you've really got crazy noise in the background. Che, you with us? Can you come off mute? Okay, because Che's in a weird place right now. Okay, have we got Jagot? I think I've pronounced that wrong. I really apologize if I have.
Nope, I'm here. Yeah, I'm
Cool,
here.
awesome. All right. I think it's Jag, actually. I remember from your demo day.
Yeah.
Jag, much easier to remember, way more punchy. Cool. Thanks so much for helping me out with your name. Let me stop and restart my clock. Floor is yours. Go for it, Jag.
Perfect. So, hi, I'm Jag and I'm the founder of Lenzo. So, Lenzo uses AI technology to automatically detect key gaming moments, transforming long-form gaming videos into short-form clips, which then can be uploaded onto social media directly. So, this takes approximately 5 to 10 hours manually. Lenzo does this within minutes, helping creators upload more content, increase monetization opportunities, as well as grow their audience. The content creation market for gaming is massive. It's valued at 12 billion globally. Our goal is to capture 3.6 million in revenue within the next 3 years by targeting aspiring and part-time creators. I have over 5 years of experience as a content creator, and I'm currently playing on the highest level in esports on FIFA. We're currently testing this within a small user group within the beta version of the MVP, taking on board their feedback and iterating the product, and then creating the prototype MVP with active users after that. We're currently looking for 500K in terms of investment that will help accelerate our AI and product development, plus hire some incredible talent that we can
Okay,
help
Jag,
scale
you're
the
up.
product.
That's your time, I'm afraid. Okay, so it's
Thank
very
you.
important to get that a bit shorter. What I would say is that your pace is lovely. So when I'm saying make it shorter, I'm not saying speak faster and hurry. I'm actually saying let's think about condensing down some of that beginning part where perhaps you went into a little bit too long at that beginning, so not giving you enough time at the end. What I think you do really well is that you have got a lot of credibility. You absolutely talk a lot about who you are and the fact that what you're building, the big market opportunity. I think if you could, from a financial point of view, talk about what I know you had in your demo day, a really good roadmap of where you were going. So you've got quite a clear business strategy behind this. If you have that visually, that could be great. But I would also talk about that investment piece at the end, framing up the big opportunity, why you're the right person. I love that you're playing at the top level. That made you memorable. That made me lean in. And then talking about, you've got the right experience and that you can see how this is going to pay back and you've got your roadmap and then get your ask in. I'm looking for this much investment and this is what we're going to do in this first year together. Let's talk. I think you'll be really strong. Does that make sense? Is there anything you wanted to sense check with me?
No, that's perfect. That makes sense. Appreciate it. Thank you for the feedback.
Awesome. Okay, thanks for taking the floor. All right, I'm just going to double check I've got everyone as I go through. So do we have Daria in the room? Daria, can you come up to the stage if you're with us?
Hi, sure.
Awesome. Okay, Daria, great to see you. I'm going to just reset the clock. 1 minute. Floor is yours. Go for it.
Thanks. Hi, my name is Daria. And did you know that London has over 40,000 entertainment venues and that number grows every year? But as offline options explode, actually choosing where to go is becoming harder than ever. Decision fatigue, overwhelming content, and a total lack of trusted creation means people spend more time scrolling than living. We built Fast to change that. A curated place recommender that helps people quickly discover trusted and personalized spots for things to do based on the vibe and the occasion. We first launched in Eastern Europe, reached 250,000 people and hit 200,000 in ARR, but had to leave it all behind due to geopolitical reasons. We were endorsed by a UK innovator founder and came here to rebuild. Since launching in London, we've had 2,000 organic installs and 20% retention at month 5. Now we're building the next big thing. Fast will help groups and couples agree on a place to go, matching everyone's preferences so plans stop dying in the group chat. We're raising 400,000 with 100,000 already committed to launch this feature and scale Fast across the UK.
Okay, well done. You were pretty much on time there. You probably need to shave off about a second, but Daria, that was great. I would say that you packed in a lot, and it's almost like you're packing in so much that I'm kind of losing what the really memorable parts were of your journey. And I remember when you did your demo day video, it really stood out to me. It stood out the fact that you were like, we're failing, so we're going to reiterate and we're going to do it again. And it was amazing. That part of your story, I feel like you've lost that a bit here. And
Mm.
that bit made me realize that you're an entrepreneur that is not going to not take failure as like we have to stop, but you're going to like take it as a way that we need to figure this out. And then we're going to make it work. And then we're going to make some money. And that is an exciting story for investors. So really have a think about that. See if you can pull that back a bit more and get those really memorable parts like our journey. Like you have such a fantastic origin story. Don't lose that. Then get into that credibility, the fact that you failed, you figured it out, you tested it, you made some money. Amazing. It was awesome. And then at the final part, like your ask, which you were getting to, and I had to almost cut you short. So make sure you leave time for that because that's so important so they can give you a hell yes. Does that all make sense? Any questions for me, Daria?
Absolutely. Thank you.
Awesome. I'm excited for you. I really can't wait to see you guys on demo day. All right, let's see. Next one to the floor. Do we have Dr. Yogesh? Are you with us, Dr. Yogesh? If you are, come off mute and come up to the floor. So Dr. Gupta. If you're not, do we have Kelly in the room? Kelly Fairbrother, can you come on up? Are you with us?
Hi, I'm here.
Awesome. Okay, great to see you, Kelly. I'm just going to reset my clock. And I'm having tech fail. Okay, I'm there. We'll all come back in the room. Okay, so if I could get you to take the floor and go.
Hi, I'm Kelly, co-founder of Zigzag. We're leading first ever innovation in the fast-growing but totally neglected $35 billion audiobook ecosystem, a market that's been digitized but not disrupted. We started as audiobook lovers, completely fed up with the experience. The product was decades behind where modern digital media experiences are. We're forced subscriptions and limited in consumption and no real alternatives. So we built the most exceptional digital audiobook platform ever with a best-in-class mobile app, an exclusive listen and read experience, and more social features than our competitors combined. It's like Audible, Kindle, and Goodreads all in one. My co-founder, Mark, is among the best in the world at digital media tech. He's built a best-in-class, super automated, globally scalable content tech platform. We've doubled the business twice in 2 years with zero paid marketing. With over 13,000 customers in 54 countries, we're driving 24K in monthly D2C revenue and 124K in contracted annual B2B revenue. We're a super experienced team building £1 billion creative tech business. We have 150K left of a 650K EIS
Okay,
round.
Kelly, we're up. Okay, that's your 1 minute and over. So what I would say is you talk fast, honey, but wow, have you got some great things to say. So I would suggest you a little bit to slow a little bit down and pack less in so you don't feel so much in a rush. And like you've got to try and remember all of that. That's a hell of a lot to remember. So let's get those like really punchy things that are memorable up first. I would say the first 30 seconds of your pitch didn't really mean anything to me. And I would stay from the second 30 seconds of your pitch where you started talking about, well, you're like, I think there was I can't remember exactly the first part now that it stuck out, but I absolutely knew that you started to really frame who you are and why you're different. And you went into your co-founder and his credibility was awesome. And then you started talking about your numbers, which made my eyes go wide and wow, you're really doing this. So you've got 1 minute. You can't tell the whole story. So just pick out the bits that make you credible, memorable, and absolutely a surefire investment. You've got it in spades, Kelly. So just slow it down, like take out that first half of your pitch, reduce that down quite, like really, really have a powerful one-liner to get started, and then get into this is the right investment. Let's go. Does that make sense? Do you have anything
Yes,
you want to
yeah,
check
thanks
with
very
me?
much. Cheers.
Okay, awesome, Kelly. You're going to do great. Okay, have we got Luke Island in the room? If you are, come off mute and come up to the stage. If not, do we have Alexander Leonida?
Yeah, that's me. I can go. That's fine.
Awesome, Alex. Thank you. All right, I'm going to reset the clock. The stage is yours. Go for it.
Yeah, hi. So my name's Alex Leonida, the founder of Silkflow. Every company is aggressively investing in AI with 800 billion expected to be spent by 2030. Yet 85% of AI projects fail and don't make it to production. Each company is wasting millions from poor use cases and hidden costs. And I saw this for 8 years leading projects at Deloitte and from my own consultancy. So that's why I've built Silkflow as an AI-powered SaaS platform, which helps mid-market companies find the best areas to actually apply AI, track the value, saving them time, cost, and reducing risk. In 3 weeks, Silkflow's helped a team at Aviva UK uncover 12 million in potential cost savings, 4 times faster and better than traditional consultants. With a scalable per-seat subscription model, we're revenue generating and have upcoming trials with O2, Maersk, and Hitachi. We're also raising 500,000 pre-seed with SEIS to hire sales and scale the tech. So if you want to ensure that AI delivers value in the UK, let's chat.
Okay, great. Well, you were under time, so well done.
Good.
Keeping it short. What I would say is actually you almost cut yourself short a little bit in that you can actually, at the beginning part where you're sort of framing the big market opportunity, you kind of hang around there way too long. You could really shorten that down to be like, for 8 years, I saw this problem because I was working here. So you could just really condense that and then what is the big problem? Say that in a statement. So what I did was I went off and then you went and built this new Silkflow. Okay. You are working with some massive names. You have got, and I saw from your demo day, a massive pipeline that you have not talked about. And for me, that was the thing that meant, hell yes, take my money. So don't shy away from that, Alex. You need to be talking to investors about that. That is your big swing in. Hello, I'm awesome. You need to buy. So really make sure you pull that up. Don't labor so long on like huge market opportunity. That's like broad. They could read up about that. Like start about like, I know this is awesome. There is a big opportunity. My credibility is strong. The traction you've got is incredible. So don't lose that. And when you get to your ask, be really clear on that ask. Don't just say, hey, I'm looking for investment. Again, aren't we all? Let's talk about the figure and what you're going to do with that to make them see that this is absolutely something they're going to bet you on. Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. So raising 500,000 pre-seed with SEIS to hire sales and scale tech, that's not enough, or should I change that somehow? Or is that just too vague?
It's too vague. Yeah,
okay,
I think that's the problem. So yeah,
the beginning was too labored.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. So you're raising 500,000. Let's be really clear about that. What are you going to do with that 500,000? Like that's a lot of money, but frame that around the fact that your business pipeline is what now?
600K but we need security stuff to standards to meet and all that in order to unlock it basically.
Okay, so say that. We've got 600K in the pipeline. We need to get the security measures to unlock that. So you're looking for 500,000, but you should give them some time frames to understand that how long have this been going, and you're already at 600K. You've got a Viva. Talk about some of those other big names. I know you've got something with Hilton. You've got some other stuff. Like punch it out, Alex, because they're going to be like, okay, well, this is, he's asking for a lot, but look what he's got already in the pipeline and conversations already going. Make them feel like that's a secure investment.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks so much for coming up. Let's see next. Have we got Mauro in the room? If you're in, Mauro, come on up to the stage. If Mauro's not there, do we have Astrid in the room?
Hi,
Mauro's here. Sorry, Mauro. I'm going to nearly cut you off. Okay, no worries. Let me just reset the clock. Okay, 1 minute. The floor is yours. Go.
Over 130 million people worldwide traded stock using online trading apps last year, seeking for more control over their financial future. Yet 80% of them lose money and 80% of them abandon self-investing in 2 years. Now, let me tell you a little bit of my story. 30 years ago, a young student became fascinated with the potential of AI in investment and dedicated his thesis to explore this application. That passion led to Penelope, an AI platform built around our proprietary models to help investors achieve consistent profitability and assist brokers in reducing churn, increasing client value. We have now 100 users in waiting list, 40 people in open beta, and 2 partnerships under negotiation. We are currently raising 500,000 with 200K already committed to support our marketing and sales activity to develop the market in Europe and Middle East.
Fantastic. Look at that masterclass of getting it under a minute. Well done, Mauro. Awesome. So I think you did a brilliant ask at the end there. You were very clear about how much you want, what you're going to do with it, and where this is going. So that was really fantastic. The beginning part, you didn't hook me in very strongly right at the beginning. Where I started to really sit up and listen was like, let me tell you my story. Just that line just made me go, okay, I'm listening, because everyone likes to hear a story. So what came first, I felt was just a bit of preamble, felt like you're warming up. So like hook people in. If you're going to tell a story, great, I'm listening. That's nice. If you're going to talk about big market numbers, do that, but really decide on your hook to get people in. And what I see is most powerful for you is your story. And then coming into the fact that let's get into that credibility. So let's think about for you, that credibility is that wait list, those 2 institutional clients. Can you name drop? If you can't, like, you give that. I've got 2 institutional clients, use those words that you used in that demo day video that really made me sit up and go, great, this guy has got a really powerful origin story. He's got traction already and he's very clear on his ask. Those 3 things will help you rock it.
Fantastic. So you will drop the under 30 million client potential market.
Don't need to drop it, but I think weave it in somewhere else. Like, it didn't feel at the beginning, it felt like, okay, it's generic, it's boring. Do you know what I mean? Like, pull it in at the right point. Like, we know the market is this size and we're already finding traction in our specific area. So like, make it mean something to you. Make sense?
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much for coming up to the stage. Love that. Have we got Astrid? Are you here, Astrid? Do you want to come up to the stage? Awesome.
Hi, I'm here.
I can hear you and see you. All right, my lovely. Let me reset the clock and the floor is yours. Go.
What if I told you there's a better way to lose your job? I'm Astrid from the Hustle Factory. We're going to play a game. Bring the tone down ever so slightly. We're going to play Simon Says, but we're going to call it Astrid Says because that's my name. Astrid says, close your eyes. Astrid says, put your hand up if you ever lost your job, been made redundant, or want a career change. Astrid says, open your eyes. That's why I'm here. The Hustle Factory is your one-stop shop to your next job. We offer online courses, tailored career coaching, and a community that supports each other out. We believe in a brighter future of work, both working B2B and B2C, and we've made over 21K in revenue in 1 year. We're currently raising 300K SAIS to build a better platform and reach better clients and more informed B2B employers. I've been Astrid from the Hustle Factory, and you've been amazing. Thank you very much.
Okay, Astrid, I love that. Only 50 seconds. So I'm saying you're leaving 10 seconds on the floor there, which you could absolutely utilize. You're hugely memorable. There's a Simon Says game. It's so refreshing after such different kind of pitches. Yours really stands out in that way. I love that you make your name so memorable. You're like, not Simon Says, Astrid Says. Everyone's remembering Astrid. That's great. But we really want everyone also to remember the Hustle Factory and what it means. You really help frame the problem and you hook us in great. That beginning one line was a wonderful hook of, think about jobs and turning it on its head. Okay, wonderful. But let's get clear on your ask. So you talk about the value that you want, but you're asking for things to be better. What does better mean? Okay. Better is a word that just feels very fluffy. It doesn't really help them feel confident that you absolutely know what better looks like and how that money is going to be spent. And for investors, that's really key. So you be more specific. Instead of a better platform, maybe the platform has a bigger capacity. I'm not sure exactly what this looks like, but I'm trying to give you something that's just a bit more tangible. So if you can make it feel tangible, they know then that you have a rock solid plan behind this 1 minute pitch. So be very clear on exactly what it is. Don't leave anything vague. Vague creates uncertainty and that makes people pull back.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Question for you. Do I need to make it clearer that we do B2B and B2C, or is that clear enough?
I think it's not clear enough is in answer to your question, but it's like making it make that land. Like, why is that important? If you're going to mention B2B and B2C, then you need to be starting to talk about the opportunity and the size of it in terms of the value. If you're going from one market to another, that actually creates uncertainty. Like, why isn't B2C working for you? Have you really maxed out on your unicorn status on that? So if you're going to go B2C, then B2B, there has to be a rationale behind it that makes them feel like you've thought about this, or that you're leaving money on the table and that's why you're going in that direction. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. That was awesome. Okay, let's go to the next person on my list. Do we have Anshika with us? And I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong.
No, you've done perfect.
Oh, yay. I'm so happy. Okay, Anshika, thanks for that. And I'm going to give you the stage. The floor is yours and go.
My name is Anshika, and I'm someone who absolutely loves organisation and loves love. We're a business dedicated to modernising and digitising the £15 billion wedding industry in the UK. Hands up if you've ever been married. Put yourself back into that mindset where you received hundreds of emails from vendors, disorganised, inefficient and stressful. We live in the 21st century, and thousands of business in this particular sector are still using pen, paper, and Excel sheets to manage their businesses. They hate traditional CRMs. Introducing Eternity, a B2B SaaS CRM designed to streamline invoices, payments, and communication between businesses and couples getting married. We increase monetization for small businesses and take a cut whilst doing so. We're post MVP, tested, loved by beta users, and pre-revenue. We're raising 90K SEIS to build out our sales team and take this demand-driven product to the next level by expanding nationwide.
Wonderful. Okay, 50 seconds. You still got another 10 seconds to go. So like I gave that advice back to Astrid, is just think about either slow it down a little bit, give yourself a bit more time rather than pack more in, because actually I think you had everything there, but you could just do with the power of the pause, like let what your message you're saying sink in. So actually rehearse it a bit more and just slow down. So you're actually, because what you're saying is really powerful and really interesting. So take that opportunity. I think you had a really clear ask, and that was really wonderfully done. You really helped with the storytelling. I thought you had a beautiful way of doing that. It was really clear. Your introduction to the business, I think you did that very smoothly and it worked well. If anything, make Eternity more memorable. If you can really say that name a couple more times, that'll just help them stick in their mind. Excuse me, I've got now a frog in my throat, but I'm going to keep persevering. So just have a think about the way that you, again, sort of slow down, punctuate the three things that they want to remember. So the name of your business, you were really clear. You were helping people think about the pain of being married, or help them understand that, hey, when you get to that day, this is how bad it is out there. So I think you did that fantastically well. So you're addressing the pain, you're saying why you're perfectly placed to do that. So your credibility piece, I didn't hear that so much. I mean, but you almost blew it out the water by saying about the traction that you're having, the plans that you're going for, and being really clear on your ask. So I wouldn't worry about that too much, but maybe there's something you want to say with that origin story of why you, absolutely why you. So if there was anything that I would say to add, it would be that, but it's not necessary if you make that really clear, the other points that you've made. From that, Anisha, what were you going to take forward?
So I guess slow it down, definitely reference Eternity a lot more. So just make it stick in their minds.
Yeah.
And if there's a chance, weave in my story, because it has come from my personal story. So if I can weave that in somewhere, then absolutely do that.
Okay, that's amazing. That's a really good action
Thank
plan.
you.
I think you're going to set up for success. Well done, hun. Okay, is Harry in the room? We've got Harry Chapman. If you're there, come off mute and come on up to the stage, Harry. If Harry's not there, do we have...
Sorry, I was just fiddling.
Okay, no worries. Harry, let me just set the clock again, and the floor is yours. Go for it.
This pitch is for all the pet lovers in the room. My name is Harry. With over 15 years experience in the pet industry, I am co-founder of consumer pet brand Pet. The multi-billion dollar pet industry is continuing to grow and is proving to be more resilient than many other industries. Despite this, 79% of pet parents still want help in keeping their pet happy. Enter Pet, a brand on a mission to make pet parenthood a walk in the park. We do this through our veterinary-endorsed, multi-award-winning consumer pet products. We have generated £175,000 worth of sales in our first year through our D2C, business-to-business and distribution channels. We are looking to raise £350,000, fully EIS approved, to improve our stock holdings, improve our marketing, and to capitalize on recent retail partnerships. With our new retail partnerships, we will have 90% of the pet specialist
That's it, Harry. You're up. So, okay. Well, what was great about that is that you actually had a really beautiful pace. You're nice and actually slow. I'm not going to tell you to speed up in any way to get everything you want in that minute, because I really thought you were super memorable with Pet. That stuck in my brain because you brought it in a couple of times. So really well done on that. I know that you were very clear about the traction and that building that credibility on like why you and why this is a safe bet. You were clear on your ask as well. And you were very clear on what you were going to use that ask for. So I've got that investment. This is what we're going to do. So that was outstanding and really great. one of the things that you've gone for the memorability of the name, but I remember from your demo day video, the memorability was your purpose behind this, the reason you started, the story of your spaniel. I have not forgot that, and that was completely missing in here. And so, is there a way you can pull that in for the origin story? It would be really great to have that if there's any way you could pull it in, because it really was memorable. And so with that, if you're going to go hard with anything, it's bring in that memorability at the beginning in terms of your origin story, then really go with all those big numbers because they're strong and they work and your ask is clear. What was it that you missed off at the end there that I cut you short on?
I messed up my order. I confused myself.
Okay.
But it was just about to finish. I was just about to say, join us on making the world better for pets everywhere.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lovely sort of closing statement. But it's sort of big, especially if they're really big pet lovers and that's what you're trying to attract. But perhaps there's I think when you've gone down that story of your personal story, and then you go into the kind of the credibility in the market that you're going, you're gone for an ask, and the kind of join us is a bit superfluous, I suppose. It's great on a website or a marketing piece, but don't worry about trying to squeeze that to get that in. I think he's very clear on your ask. Come join us. Be a strong, bold. You can stop there if you've got to cut anything out. So from that, what will you take away and work on, Harry?
Yeah, it's the problem is I guess it's the same as everyone. It's a minute, isn't it? And the story of I think it takes longer to tell. So it was really just trying to attract that. But I think there's an element to try and I could bring in more of that story at the start. But it is difficult because if you want to try and tell about your traction and that, then
exactly. So maybe there's that story, like if you could make people feel the pain that you suffered with your spaniel boxed, imagine it. Just pull out something that's so sure. Like, can you imagine that happened to me? And so I knew that this had to change and I went on this mission. You can make it quick, but you can also make it land with that pain and that pace that you have with the power of the pause. So go work on it, Harry. I know you're going to master it. Good luck with it. All right. Have we got Nancy Ole? I can't pronounce your name, but if Nancy in the room, come on up to the stage. If Nancy's not here, do we have Milad? Is Milad with us? Do you want to come up to the stage? If not, I'm going to go to...
I'm here, Caroline.
Yay! Okay, awesome. Right, bear with me while I reset my clock. And stage is yours. Go for it.
Thank you very much. Right, so the competitive event market is shifting, and whereas in the past, the players need the actual real talent to compete, today, as long as you have the personality, you can hold the crowd and have the show where people want to watch. And from the audience perspective, they demand tools which makes them active participants rather than passive viewers. And Call Out KO platform is positioning itself to become the central hub for streaming competitive events. Currently, we're working with local music artists in order to actually build traction and create a niche market segment. And we're raising 500K pre-seed in order to rebuild the platform for scalability, however, but also build our own internal marketing team where we can push out the product in the right channels when we're in the right place to do so. I think that's it from me. I just made it on a smart Caroline.
I'm sorry. Okay, Milad, you did really well. You were like at 50 seconds there.
Right.
I think right at the beginning, it's your hook to pull people in that needs to be strengthened. When you started talking, I was a little confused. I wasn't sure what you were talking about. I was like, entertainment, shows, which part, like where? And so if I'm lost, then your investors will be lost. So be really, really clear right from the beginning, like what is it you're talking about? Unless you're going to sort of pull them into a story, then you can create that curiosity and intrigue. But if it's unclear or you're talking about broad market or different areas of market, it can start to lose a bit of that focus. So you can either start like with a really strong, let me introduce Call Out and tell us what it is and get excited about that. And then the reason it exists. And then you can be talking about your ask. And there's a piece there that I think maybe you have got a little bit more that you could offer us in terms of, why you believe this is the right time. Like, why now? And could you just talk about that pain a bit more that you are answering? And is there a piece you can do about you've reached the point where you need this investment. So what traction have you had? That credibility piece, it didn't stand out enough for me. So it could be the credibility of why you are the perfect founder to do this because of your background, because of your expertise, or it could be I've gone to work on this, I've iterated, I've figured it out, I'm seeing this traction, there's all this opportunity, I need that money, let's unlock it. So can you just get that energy in a little bit more into that pitch and get those three things? So we're talking about what it is, really clear, really easy to understand, the problem that you're solving and why you are best placed to solve it, sort of pull those together, and then your ask at the end. From that, what are you going to take away and work on, Milad?
The initial hook needs to be strong in terms of understanding the platform. I didn't explain what actual platform is, what kind of market we're focusing on. So I cater broad event market. So I think I need to much more narrow that down to the gaming competitive market.
Great.
And from the traction which we built and who we're working with, what kind of a niche market we want to create. And then why we ask for the money. But more importantly for me is beside the money is finding the right investor partners that can open up particular doors, right? So it's not about the money for me necessarily.
I love that. And that's different and that's refreshing and that's spinning it back to you. Are you the right investor partner to come in and help us unlock this? Let's talk. Like you could do it that way. And like, we're looking for this investment, but really I'm looking for the right partner. I want an investor who can help us go from here to here. So you get them to feel like they're applying for it. Like, yeah, I can take you there. And if you guys could figure that bit out, my experience can come and help you. So bring that match together. That could be really exciting for you, Milad.
Right. Thank you very much for that, Caroline.
Awesome. Excited for you. Okay. Do we have Demian in the room? Are you with us?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, awesome. Okay. Did I pronounce your name right, Demian?
Yes, that's fine.
I'm really happy with that. Okay. So the floor is yours. The time is on. Go for it.
Great. Thank you. Playing sport is 70% mental and 30% physical. Yet coaches in team sports spend 95% of their time on physical factors, missing critical insights. I'm Damien, CEO of Athlete. My co-founder, Aled, experienced this firsthand on his journey to become a pro rugby player. And now we've built the missing piece for coaches, visibility into player mindset. Over 75 million young athletes globally will struggle with mental health. Grassroots and amateur coaches are the front line of support for this, but lack the tools that elite teams have. Athlete turns matchday journals, wellbeing updates, and peer recognition into actionable insights that coaches can use. Today, over 40 clubs use Athlete, reporting improved team chemistry and performance, insights they've never got in conversations before, and they're primed for our upcoming paid subscription. We're raising 500K pre-seed to launch our premium offering and supercharge coach insights with agentic AI. Join the team that's measuring what matters most, the player mindset. And yes, our first investor will get jersey number 1.
Okay, amazing. Well, awesome on the 1 minute. You absolutely nailed that in terms of timing. Your pace was great. Your introduction was really strong. You're very clear about what you were talking about immediately. And you gave a really good credibility by introducing your co-founder. Now, I know that from your ask as well, just another piece of positive feedback, your ask was very clear as well near the end, and the fun and the joy of like getting your first jersey. That's cool. That's memorable. And it shows a bit of fun and almost like I've got so much time. I can add in a bit of this fun. That's really great. But what I would say is that I watched your demo day video and I saw that you helped me buy into you when you talked about your first venture and had the learnings you had from that first venture that have helped you come here. For me, that shows that you are someone that you learn quickly, you iterate, you're not going to stop there, you're going to figure it out. And investors, when you're pre-seed or you're early, are wanting to know that you can go the distance. So you've sort of lost a little bit about your story that I think was very, very strong from before. So if there's anything when you're talking about yourself and your co-founder, like try and pull that together and bring that in. I know that also that from your credibility point of view, you missed out a little bit that you had a first paying customer, and that didn't come through as strongly. So showing not only traction, but people have put their hand in their pocket, they're paying you, is a really great way to say, okay, we're going, and we also have things lined up. So now I'm looking for you to invest, come get your first jersey. That's fantastic. Okay. And from that, Damien, what are you going to take away?
Just frame up the story of me a little bit more, maybe more so than just my co-founder.
Yeah.
And yeah, just the traction side of it, and we'll probably have more paying customers by then anyway, so I'll be able to speak to that. So
That
that's
would be
fine.
even better. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Damien, well done. That was
Thank you.
great. Okay, do we have Valine in the room with us? If you're here, Valine, come off mute and come up to the stage. If not, do we have Che? Che, are you with us? Go to Glory. No. And if not, Dr. Gupta, are you with us? And if not, we're going to have time for some reruns. Do we have Luke Ireland? Luke, are you with us? And do we have Nancy? Okay, some people didn't show up today. So we have 15 minutes, which means anyone that has already been and would like to take it again and try and see if they can get their pitch down to that 1 minute, you're more than welcome to come back up to the stage.
Yeah,
Yeah. James, all right, cool. Let me just reset the clock. So 1 sec. All right, 1 minute, floor is yours. Go, James.
I'm James Hill. I've had 2 companies and 2 successful exits in the past. My new project, Chef for Foodies, is a curated online food marketplace where foodies can discover chef-recommended products from artisan brands, gourmet products, ingredients, and small kitchen appliances. The business has big brand partnerships with Illy Cafe and also KitchenAid. The business has already had 8,000 customers buy on the platform. It's a $30 billion industry, and our data is actually telling us that if we were to double down now, we would actually increase our revenues by 30%. Last year, we did over 500,000 on the platform. And so what we're looking for is £250,000 to put all into our digital marketing. So it's 100% growth. I'll take questions now. Thank you.
All right, great. You were 58 seconds. That was great on timing. You were very, very clear on who you are, what you're doing. You were very clear on your ask and where you were wanting that to go. Could be a good chance to check with Freya at the end how the question times are going to work. But yeah, I think that was a really strong pitch. You've actually pulled that together really nicely, James. If there's anything that I would suggest to you is kind of give yourself a little bit more time in the way that you make some of those numbers land. Don't rush so fast through them, because then it starts to become, it's not sort of sticking out like the big things that make you go, wow, okay, eyes open, like this is good. So give yourself just a little bit more time on that.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. I know that a couple of people said they haven't been called up, so apologies. There might have been some last minute shuffles. So if you haven't come up, I can't pronounce your name at all, but I'm really going to try. Montasa, you've got your hand up. All right, let me go for it. 1 second. So
it's about only founders. I'm not sure why it wasn't.
I'm not sure what happened, but let's just roll with it. Okay, so the floor is yours. 1 minute starts now.
The team is the foundation of every successful startup. And as my father always used to tell me, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Yet 65% of high potential startups fail due to conflict between co-founders. That's why I created Only Founders, an app that has founders find the right co-founders and vet them. It's like a mix between a Tinder for founders and an online incubator, built to connect compatible co-founders to reduce failures before it starts. It started with a simple matchmaking section, but it wasn't enough. We pivoted, rebuilt, and refined. And now we guide users through 3 phases, because building a team isn't a one-time decision, it's a process. First, we help early-stage founders connect with people who truly align in a matchmaking discovery phase. Then, for those who found someone promising, we support them through a structured vetting and due diligence, helping them explore compatibility before they commit. And once they're ready to move forward, we give them the legal tools to formalize their partnership, like Seed Legals, but tailored for founders. My name is Monta, and I come from a marketing background and neuro-linguistic programming. We only launched 3 months ago, and we attracted 3,000 users completely organically, leveraging social media.
Time's up, Monta. Okay. All right, Monta, a couple of things there. 1, wow, mate, you can talk fast. I mean, full wow on that, but it's too fast. So like, I need you to slow it down for me, because I need to hear all the beautiful things you're saying, and I'm just trying to keep up, and my brain's trying to process it, and I can't go that fast, and I can really talk fast. So I really suggest to you to just breathe and like memorize that pitch. I could see you reading and they're trying to get through as much as you can. So Like you've got all the key information there, but if you can't remember it all, neither can your audience. So you need to slow it down. You need to break it down into 3 key points and get memorability. So what can I remember from that pitch? I can remember that you've been saying you've been going for 3 months. Okay. I can remember that you are, oh no, I'm kind of struggling. Like there are too many things. So I really need you to slow it down. You've got a great story that you want to tell. You can see an opportunity in the market. Why you? Why now? And really get clear on that ask at the end, which you were starting to, but let's just slow it all down. So if you had to say 3 things you want the investors to remember, what are those 3 things?
I mean, the fact that our traction, the fact that we have 3,000 people completely organically, and the
Okay,
traction.
say that to me slower. Say that to me slower. You got to get practicing this. Okay.
The fact that we had 3,000 people in 3 months completely organically, and the
Awesome.
that how
That's
we did
enough. That's one. What's the second?
The second one would be the connection to that, which we made it completely. The reason that we did it is by personal branding, storytelling, and my background in marketing and storytelling.
Okay, your background in marketing and storytelling. That is your second. Okay.
And the third one, I mean, probably the ask. So
yeah,
we're looking for 500K, but we're also looking for an investor that would help us grow. We're not just looking for anyone. We're looking for a company that would help us grow and scale the right way.
Okay, if you want someone to help you grow and scale in the right way, what is it specifically? So is it their marketing expertise? Is it their ability to grow and scale specifically? What's your business? Like get really clear on that. I want someone who's got traction in this world. So be clear on your ask, and I think you're going to do great. Thank you so much for coming up to the stage. I'm going to move on to James. All right, James, come on up. James,
hi, can you hear me okay?
Now I can hear you. Cool. All right, let me just reset the clock. The floor is yours for 1 minute. Go for it.
Okay, if a business knows the right products and services to recommend to its customers, then it's going to succeed. If it doesn't, then it's going to struggle. Surveys, scorecards, and market research are all great, but the best thing is finding a compelling utility that people love to use. The only problem is finding one like Facebook has, it's very difficult. Now, for sports enthusiasts, progression is key. One-on-one personalized coaching is the quickest way to learn, but a top coach can only help with a maximum of 10 people a day. A Sport Track AI video analysis tool allows sports enthusiasts to upload footage of themselves and within seconds get technical feedback. But what the tool also does is score and profile the user, which means we can match and recommend products and services based on the user's ability. We are raising 250K in an SES round and combining it with government grant funding to help move the prototype onto the fully functioning product.
All right, 48 seconds. You got extra 10 seconds to fly with there, James. So know that you can pack a bit more in there. Your pace was good. You were very clear. You were memorable. It was really clear for me that the pain of that growth potential. So only being able to take that 10 clients in the coaching world, like you're going to make that scalable. Now, there is a seed of doubt for me that creates, like, isn't there other platforms where people can get bigger? So get a bit more specific on why you, why now? And really because there will be something else out there that does something around this. So be really clear on what makes you unique. That for me just didn't stand out enough. It was like, we're going to take something scalable, but why you, why now? So if there was something you would add, what would that be, James, to help me understand that?
Yeah, I put a comment in the box because I'm actually explaining 2 problems and then giving a solution. It burns time. So your whole piece about being credible in the middle, there's a whole origin story and there's a point about why me.
Yeah.
But it's difficult in that 1 minute. But if you don't get to that point, then it's going to get ignored. So it's a real kind of paradox. So yeah, I'm struggling with it, to be honest.
Yeah, that's a head scratcher. So give me the 3 things you want everyone to remember about your business. Just name them for me.
Okay, personalized coaching at scale.
Awesome.
It's basically learning from your heroes.
Okay.
Right. And then it's the community angle of meeting other similar like-minded people in the same sport and then go and practice in the group. And those are the 3 things the kind of business does, right?
Okay. Well, the third thing, the community side, I don't need you to explain to me what community is. You can just say the word community. Okay. Unless you're doing something super unique around that. it's enough in the 1 minute to be like, we have a community focus. And then it's kind of, unless it's a part of your USP that you really need to articulate, which I don't think it is from what you've just said, then it's kind of get into that more like what we do, like with personalized coaching, why us? So get into that origin story, pull that out, James, and then the ask, like really pulling that in, like what we're going to do with this investment, where we're going.
Yeah. Okay. Brilliant.
All
Thank
right.
you.
You're welcome.
Cheers.
All right, Sean, how are you doing? Come on up to the stage.
Hey.
Hey,
Thank
Sean.
you.
Okay, I can hear you. I'm going to hit start clock. The floor is yours. Go.
Hi, I'm Sean, founder of Finestra. Architects don't just design buildings, they sell visions. But turning those visions into something clients can truly understand is harder than it should be. As a young architect, our team would spend $10,000 per image just to enter competitions. And we still made last-minute tweaks the night before submission. Finestra uses generative AI to empower architects, turning sketches and 3D models into immersive visuals in seconds for a fraction of the cost. This helps teams get sign-off faster, avoid costly mistakes, and save clients millions. We've already onboarded over 250 architects, including teams at Big and Shop. We're targeting the $16 billion architecture software market and within $1 trillion global AI wave. We are raising $1.5 million to make Finestra the standard for faster, clearer, and more accessible architecture visualization.
Okay, 55 seconds. You still got 5 seconds on the clock, so no, you're well within the time.
Yeah, I think it was a bit fast.
Yeah, I don't know if you were too fast, James. You were pretty good on that. Sorry, Sean. Is it Sean? Sorry, probably I was looking at James's last name. So Sean, let's think about what is it that really stood out about your pitch? For me, it was about the traction. So that 250 million made my eyes go wide. Also, your ask, you have got a big ask in there. So you're asking for a lot of cash. So when you're asking for a lot of cash, you talk very succinctly about what you're going to do with that money. But if anything, it sounded a little bit like marketing speak about we're going to make it great, we're going to make it do this, where it's like you're talking to an investor. Like that sounds like something you would talk to your customers about, like, hey, we're investing in our model and this is going to make it better for you. But actually, let's talk to the investors. Like, what is this going to do in terms of helping this growth? Whether that is, you've got 250 million traction already. Let's talk about how big we can accelerate that with that investment. Let's talk about how quickly you can get to revenue. Are you revenue generating is the other question. Sean?
Yeah, we are at the moment.
Okay, is that something you can pull out a bit more then? Because I think that would get them excited to understand that you've got a big ask, but you're already seeing the money come in and how you can actually accelerate that. So just work on that ask, I would say, at the end. You can tighten that up a bit and then really think about the 3 most memorable things. So again, for you, what are the 3 most memorable things you want people to remember about your business?
Yeah, I think it would be our current traction of the teams that we're already working with. I guess the main problem, being able to go from something that once cost $10,000 right now to, a penny or something in the region of that. I think, yeah.
That sounds really good to me. So it's like you've done this cost saving, you're making it accessible. And because you're making it accessible, you're creating that demand. The demand you've got is already high, but that's not just demand in terms of visibility, but you're also getting revenue generating. So your ask is, so that's really clear, but be a little bit more about, the name of your company, make that stick out in the mind. Really stick out that cost saving is huge and your attraction is huge. Those things stood out. So just play on that a little bit more and I think you're going to do great.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Does anybody else feel like they should have gone, haven't gone, or haven't called their name? If you are there, please put your hand up and come forward. Otherwise, I think we've got through everyone today. So I want to thank you all for coming up and sharing your pitch. I hope you've all got some takeaways that you can use to refine and get yourselves going. Freya, do you want to come up and say any last words while you're in the room?
No, that everyone's fantastic and I can't wait for the 25th. No, know. It's
Love that energy.
I'm not here for the energy today. But no, if anyone's got any questions, just let me know. But majority, I'm sure, are going to be in that manual that we sent you over. But yeah, I'm here. I'll stick around for a minute in case anyone wants to speak to me anyway. But thank you so much, Caroline. Like, I hope everyone really enjoyed that today, and Caroline's input as well. So I certainly did, and I can't wait to see you all on stage. So yes.
Yeah, thanks so much everyone for joining. Thanks for the love and messages in the chat. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you all smash it and get your investment at Demo Day. There is another practice session that you can come along and watch this afternoon. And there's one more next Friday. So do rock up, because if somebody doesn't, you could take another opportunity to practice. Go have an amazing rest of your week. Thanks so much, everyone. Catch you later.
Thanks, everyone. See ya.
Bye, everyone.